So a neo-Nazi entered a hotel containing asylum seekers and stabbed one of the asylum seekers. I just want to watch the Sky News report and break down just how similar his rhetoric is to some politicians and how this is the logical conclusion of much of the rhetoric on the far right. So let's get straight into the video.
Callum Parslow was obsessed with Hitler, Nazis and violence. The signature of Adolf Hitler was even tattooed on his forearm. The white supremacist from Worcester admitted to going to a hotel in April with the intention of stabbing a Channel migrant because he was angry at small boat crossings. When Parslow came in and saw Nahome Hago, an asylum seeker, he asked him where he was from. When Mr. Hagos replied that he was from Eritrea, he was then attacked with a knife, suffering wounds to his chest and hands. He fled, bleeding, into the car park and was chased by Parslow, who then escaped along the canal.
Hands out! Hands out! Hands out!
Right, get on the floor now, mate. Get on the floor!
Get on the floor! Get on the floor! Give me your hands!
As police closed in, he tried to tweet his manifesto filled with appalling hate speech. They will call me a terrorist. They will call me an extremist. I am neither. I am but a gardener, tending to the great garden of England. I removed the weeds. I exterminated the harmful, invasive species.
So this is the rhetoric we hear. Often very similar. Invasion. There's, Katie Hopkins called these people cockroaches. These dehumanising language of the far right, where they're literally an invasive species. The small boats, the invasion. And invasion, when you use this language, it is essentially a call to political violence, because how you react to an invasion, well, often we see the results of it in the UK riots in the summer and this man here. You drip feed this hate, this dehumanising language. What is the logical conclusion of it? And here we have a neo-Nazi who is spreading very similar rhetoric to people like Nigel Farage, who talk about stopping the small boats. What do you think is going to happen? This is far-right ideology. They deny it, but it's exactly the same as all the stuff you hear on GB News, all the stuff you hear coming from Rupert Lowe, Richard Tice, Tommy Robinson. It's the same ideology. Far-right, fascism, Nazism.
His racist rhetoric attacked Jews, Muslims and Africans. He tried to upload it to X, tagging Sir Keir Starmer as well as right-wing politicians such as Donald Trump. The manifesto didn't upload. Had it done so, it could have been highly damaging.
The British far right can reach audiences of hundreds of thousands online across both mainstream and more niche platforms. And we've seen in other acts of extreme right-wing violence, for example, in Utoya and in Christchurch, perpetrators publishing their manifestos online, which can spread their ideology and their extremely unpalatable hate-motivated views, and maybe also encourage copycat attacks.
When police arrested Parslow, he was clearly prepared to go to prison.
What's with all the money? That's all the cash I'm going to take with me to prison.
A search of Parslow's flat revealed an array of Nazi memorabilia, including Hitler's book Mein Kampf, a Nazi armband, and weapons. Fortunately, the stab wounds Parslow inflicted on Mr. Hagos didn't penetrate any vital organs, but his vile ideology will no doubt have a lasting impact on his victim. Alice Paul.
Okay, so the comparison between the mainstream far right and how the Overton window has really shifted to the far right in the UK and across the world. Donald Trump, Viktor Orban in Hungary. It's become mainstream. And she's right in saying online, this hatred spread so quickly because you have YouTube, you have figures like Sargon of Akkad, you have people like Tommy Robinson, who have big platforms, who are spreading this hate, Nigel Farage, Rupert Lowe, and this is the logical conclusion of their ideology. Again, when you talk about invasive species, getting rid of the weeds, hordes of invaders, this is very reminiscent of 1930s Germany. And the denial is there. Oh, we're not far right. We've just got legitimate concerns. This is the end point of what far right ideology is. It's that simple. And they may deny it. They may say they're not racist. But this is the logical conclusion of their beliefs. So comment below. Why are they so in denial about this? And I'll see you in the next video.